Hello traders, welcome to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I get these trades using True SMT and how you can get the same trades using the same concepts that I teach and I trade. So looking at this on our screen here, we can see that this chart is the chart of AUD, USD, and this is the 4 hours time frame of the chart that we analyzed last week. So starting from here, basically you can see that first of all, this market is in an uptrend. At this level here, the market was in an uptrend and the market was creating higher highs, higher low. We have another higher high here, higher low, higher high, and so on and so on. So now what you can see here is we had a double change of characters, right? If you look from here, you see that this market created this inducement. It went ahead to take out this inducement here and it went ahead, right? After going ahead here, it failed to close with the body. So this failed to close with the body here still means that even if the market takes out this low, this is not yet our change of characters because the market has failed to close with the body here. So actually the market came back and closed with the body, showing us that this is a continuation to the uptrend. This is the continuation, right? Of the uptrend. So now what we are looking for in this scenario is for a bullish confirmation, right? For the market maybe to take out an inducement, tap into a bullish zone or a bullish demand zone, and we can look to buy. But unfortunately, when the market came down, it gave us a change of characters. So after giving this change of characters, our bias simply has switched, right? We are now looking for a sell in this our trading range here. So this is our new trading range after this change of character. So the first thing we need to identify on our trading range is the first pullback, which is this one here. So once the market takes out this pullback, then we can identify our point of interest. So now if you look here, the way I use this to identify my point of interest, where I marked out the point of interest I could see here. So I start from the first one after my inducement. The first one after my inducement was this point of interest. Then now, after marking out this, I start from this the top here and I look for the extreme point of interest. So now, right, at first our point of interest was supposed to be this one, but you can see that it's already mitigated. There's no imbalance before this point of interest. When we are trading, we need an imbalance before our point of interest before we can enter the market. So we move till we see point of interest that has an imbalance before it, which in this case was this one. I also check out this one and you can see that the wick of this candle already mitigated these candles here. All these candles has mitigated. So the only candle here with an imbalance is this one. So this is how I selected this point of interest. So when the market came back to this zone, I look for my entry and I sold, right? I took an aggressive entry here after the market did this sweep. Then I took an aggressive entry when this candle opened here. So this is the point of interest, right? But this is another point of interest here. So how did we not enter off this point of interest? When the market came to this point of interest, we waited for a confirmation because this is a decisional point of interest. The first point of interest after your inducement is called decisional. The reason why it's called decisional is because it has somehow a very low probability, right? It has equal probabilities of either working or failing, so 50-50. So we always approach these points of interest with extra confirmations. So this was the trade on AUD USD, and I'll be switching over to the Telegram group to show you the setup before and what I explained in the group after. So this is a free Telegram group. Mind you, if you want to join the free Telegram group, you'll find the link to that Telegram group in the description of this video. So let's go over to the Telegram group.
Okay, so we are here in the Telegram group, and this is the trade we talked about, right? That's the trade we are talking about, and that's AUD USD. So rightfully, you can see the way we took the trade. That was the before of the trade, and then that was the after that we did go through in the charts, right? So basically, you can see when the market tapped into here, got a position somewhere around here after this change of characters all occurred here. So you can see that this trade was sent on that was the time, right? 9:20 something p.m. So if you go to the Telegram group, yeah, you will see the date the trade was sent, and yeah, you can also see the results of the trade. So that is it, and let's go to the next trade which we took.
So this is a setup on Euro, on USD JPY, and the very thing we have here is similar. It's an uptrend, right? So you can see from here, the market created this higher high here, higher low, higher high here. We have this recent higher low, right? And the market went ahead to create this next higher high and our higher low. So once this market was here, we identified this trading range from this low to this our recently created higher high here. So this is our trading range. The first thing we do in our trading range is to mark out our inducement. So after marking out our inducement, we identify our decisional point of interest, which is this one. Then from the bottom here, you can see that this is our extreme zone here. Now, the reason why I mark this zone, if you cross check on other time frames, you see that this zone is not is unmitigated on other time frames. So I normally do cross check. Like I don't rely on a single time frame like the 4 hours to mark my zones. That's why you might see that I mark a zone which looks mitigated already, but in other time frame it's not mitigated. So I cross check this zone with other time frames. Then also this zone was created when the market tapped into another demand zone, right? Which this could be also offering us as a re-entry opportunity for those that did not initially get into this zone. So there's one more thing this zone provided is it swept liquidity below this small low here, right? The candle happens to take out this liquidity here. You can see that. And once the market came back here, it built up some extra liquidity, right? So now the reason why we call this extra liquidity is because when the market came to this point of interest, it created some fake buying momentum, thereby tricking traders to enter this market early just for it to come back after and push this point of entry and move up. So you can see that after our buying at this zone, the market went ahead to offer us about that's about 200 and something pips, right? If I'm not mistaken, that should be about 200 and something pips. So that is what the market offered to us. And recently, the market has still come back to take out this liquidity under this low. So this might present a buying opportunity for us next week on this pair. We provided that we have the extra confirmation. So this is the setup we took for USD JPY, and we are going to go to the next setup in a Telegram group which we took, and you can see how we analyze the setup. So mind you, I've not deleted anything from my Telegram group. Those are my real examples and those are real trades that I actually take. That's the free group. You can always check them out there. You are free to join the Telegram group. So let's go to the next example and let's see how it played out. Okay, so this is a trade on GBP USD. Let me open the chart. So this is GBP USD, as you can rightfully see here, and I indicated this zone on GBP USD. So let's go back and we identify this trade on the real market in our chart. So we are back here and let's search for GBP USD, GBP USD. So the first one, that is the trade. So first of all, this is a trade we sent. That was a trade. So we had this zone here. Now let me zoom out and show you what I actually had on this zone. Sorry, I've not properly marked this chart. So I had this market. The market was pushing up here. We have a series of we have this higher high here, higher low. Then we have this other higher high here, higher low, higher high, and higher low. So now using our theory of break of structure must take out inducement, you can actually see that the only break of structure here that took out inducement was this one. That is why you never saw me marking this as a break of structure, because there was no inducement on this leg of price, that there was no pullback, right? This break of structure did not take out any pullback here, so I do not consider that as a valid break of structure. So this is our only valid break of structure here. So after this break of structure, the market went ahead to give us a change of characters to the downside. So after the change of characters, we had an inducement here, and then we had points of interest. Now, the reason why we took this was not really about this outstanding point of interest here, because we had numerous points of interest before that, and we also had this extreme here, which we might have waited for price to push right up to this extreme point of interest. The reason why we took that was because this was a significant zone, right? This was a significant pullback. It got swept here. This pullback got swept. If I zoom in, you can clearly see that this market went ahead this pullback. It went above this pullback and swept the liquidity that was resting. The people that were selling at this demand zone, they got liquidated by with this sweep. So after that, we waited for a change of characters and we were ready to ride this price to the downside. So switching to a smaller time frame, which was the time frame I sent the setup in. This was the setup, right? After the market swept this high, we waited for the market to take out the first low, and then went ahead this ahead of this inducement here and tapped into this zone. We sold, and as you can rightfully see, the market went ahead to hit our TP before it finally reversed on the news this Fridays. So this is how I break down my charts, and if you are interested to learn how to break down your charts like this and also have a win rate that is similar to mine, then you can consider enrolling for my course. It's not that expensive, and you are going to learn all of these things. Mind you, these setups are not setups that I just come up with. You check the Telegram group, we are going to see everything which is in it. I literally just go to the Telegram group and I extract the trades which are posted in the Telegram group. Win or not, I'm going to be posting them, and I'm going to be reviewing my Telegram group with you guys. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description of this video. So let's go to the next. Okay, this should be on Euro USD, right? This is Euro USD, and we map out this here. So let's go down to the smaller, let's go down to the real chart and identify this pair and look at it. So Euro USD. Okay, so this is Euro USD. Right, you can see that this pair did not this pair has not yet completed our setup. It did not complete our setup, right? It came very close to our point of to our TP and it reversed on us. Obviously, I'm sure majority of the people should have taken profit by then. So now, what do we look at this Euro USD? First of all, we look at our structure points. Here, we have this swing structure point, right? The market is bullish here. This market is clearly bullish here. We have this higher high, we have higher low, we have higher high, and then this higher low here failed to create the next higher high. So the market went down. This was the first sign of weakness in price for the market to continue to the downside. So after that, the market came down, giving me a change of characters at this level. So after this change of characters at this level, what did the market start doing? The market created a higher high here, higher low, higher high. So the market started trending to the upside. Now, when the market approached this order flow here, I started seeing signs of weakness here. So after seeing these signs of weakness, right, because this was my significant supply here, I waited for a small change of characters inside this zone. Then I got this sell here. So I dropped this sell, and that was the sell which you came across in the group just some few minutes ago. So this is how we analyze, and that is how we look at the market. Now, what I'm suggesting for this pair is, first of all, if you have any plans for this pair, you have to like refine this zone, because you can see that here the market mitigated the other flow, not the other block. So the market has come back above to maybe mitigate the other block properly before dropping. So you can look for a sell here, but you need to be cautious because the market might just break above and continue with its initial direction, which was the uptrend. So let's go to the Telegram group and look for the next trade which we took. Okay, we are back here in our Telegram group, and if we happen to go down, you can see that's still the Euro USD trade. And then we have this trade on, I think this should be New Zealand dollar CHF. Now this trade ended up this is AUD CHF, sorry about that. So this trade ended up hitting stop loss. Now let's go and analyze the reason why this trade hit our stop loss. So AUD CHF. So this is the pair here, and this is the zone we're looking to sell to buy from. Now the reason why I was looking to buy from this zone is simple, right? You can see the market has been pushing down here. So this market took out this inducement, then led to this break of structure to the downside. It later came back above, taking out this break of structure, leading to a change of characters to the upside. Ever since that happened, you can see that the market pretty much has been bullish, right? It came, tapped into this point of interest, went to the upside, giving us a break of structure here, which was later transferred to here because this was not closed with the candle. So after this, it came back, tapped into this demand zone here, also went up. So the next thing we are anticipating is when the market drops, it taps into this demand zone and goes up. So when the market dropped into this zone, I took an aggressive entry and I got stopped out. The market did not respect this. So this move basically happened when there was news. So now we are now bearish and we are now expecting the market to continue bearish. So here the next zone which I will be looking to get involved in this market should be this zone, right? This is our extreme POI in this case, and we are looking to get involved to in a bearish direction. So many people will be asking me why did I not mark this one. You can clearly see this is already mitigated, and this is our decisional. Let me see. Yeah, this is our decisional POI here. So that is it for the trader hit stop loss. Let's go to the Telegram group and see if we are going to see the next trade and see how it played out. So here we are again in a Telegram group. Okay, that's still the trade when it got activated. Then this is the GU when it got activated. That was the GU playing out, the EU playing out as well. And then this was the AUD CHF trade that was playing out before it hit stop loss. So we also have this AUD, this USD card. We have this USD card trade here, and we marked out this trade and I sent it to the Telegram group, but this trade ended up not activating. So let's look at what we did and what we could have done in this trade differently to have gotten into this trade. So this is USD card. Okay. So first of all, you can see that this market was in an uptrend. So when this market was in an uptrend, we had swing points. This was our swing. First of all, this was our last break of structure to the downside here. So the market gave us a change of characters, and this became our swing low. This was our swing high, swing low, and this market did not create an actual swing low here. So this was a continuation from this buy move here, right? This was a confirmation entry here which we missed. So this market is pretty much still bullish here. Now, one thing we need to understand is what internal structure is. When this market was bullish, it was trending downward in internal structure, but that internal structure immediately turns bullish inside this move here. So once this internal structure turned bullish, it shows that the market has already aligned with that external structure. The market took out the inducement, so we could look to buy whenever the internal structure turns bullish. So if you look from here carefully, you are going to see that this market created an inducement here. It took out that inducement, right? It took out the inducement, swept this zone, and then went ahead to create a break of structure to the upside. So once this break of structure got created here, the next thing we wanted to do to see is the market taking out the inducement and then pushing down to our demand zone, right? This our demand zone was another block which had an imbalance before it. So we needed the market to tap into this demand zone and then buy. But unfortunately, when this market came down here, it swept this zone. It swept this zone, went ahead to give us a change of characters here and then bought. So that is how we ended up missing this trade. I was not keen enough to notice this when it was happening. So that is how we ended up with a missed opportunity on this USD card. Now, let's go over to the Telegram group and look for the next opportunity and see what happened and how we got the trade. So basically, that was the execution. This was my execution for the GU trade. And yeah, so this was the AUD CHF trade that came back to entry before the disaster. Then we have this trade here. So this trade was on GBP JPY, sorry, on Euro JPY. So you can rightfully see here that's Euro JPY, and I send this in the Telegram group. So let's go back and see what happened with this setup on Euro JPY. Now coming back here, Euro JPY. Okay, so this was the setup. This was my setup for Euro JPY, and let me show you exactly what I looked out for to get this trade. No, what's this line here for? So basically, if you look at this, you can see that this market at this point was pushing up, right? It was creating these highs, higher lows, this higher low, it created this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and this higher high. Then it created a lower low and then a lower high. Now, what do we identify here? We are first identifying that this market has been pushing up. When the market reached this point of interest, the market created this. This was our last break of structure to the upside, and the market failed to continue with the next break of structure. So basically, like I said before, this is not a break of structure. This is not a valid break of structure. So this is where our actual change of characters was. So when this change of characters occurred here, the next thing we are looking for is an inducement, which the inducement occurred right up here. Now, this zone like this was marked across other time frames. Like for example, let me show you how the zones look like on our 30 minutes time frame. So you can see here now on the 30 minutes time frame that we have a clear order block on this 30 minutes time frame. Sorry about that. We had this clear order block on a 30 minutes time frame with an imbalance. As I'm speaking to you, I'm also seeing a trade possibility here to sell to the downside again. But anyways, when the market tapped into this, after taking out our inducement here, we started looking for a change of characters. So the first thing we did was identify our change of characters. So here on other time frames, since this was also a sweep, this also acted as our point of interest and gave us a change of characters here. So after the market came and swept off this zone, we looked for the next change of characters, which was this one here, right? You can see this candle change characters. Obviously, this is not our entry time frame, and this on our entry time frame would actually did closed with the body. So after that, we entered and we put our stop loss above this high. We were targeting this demand zone down here. This was our extreme demand zone, and that's where we're sure that price will get down to. So initially, you can see that price then sold, got down here, and it did a huge reversal to the upside. So that is how we got this trade. Let's go back to the Telegram group and watch out for the next trade. So back here on the Telegram group, this is AUD JPY, right? I'm sure. Yeah, this is AUD JPY. Basically, right, these are trades that I've just been sending in the Telegram group, and it's a free group. Like I said, this is a free group. You can feel free to join in anytime you want. If you are struggling with anything concerning trading, you join in. If you want extra mentorship, right, you can also join in. So this trade was taken on a much lower time frame. You can see from here, right? You can see from here, this is where we had our initial change of characters. Now, why do I say that? You can see we have this higher high here, we have this higher low. This was an inducement that I marked out here. So these zones were very small, right? These zones were very small, and the The zone that actually created the change of characters was this zone, right? It took out this inducement here and then went ahead to give us a change of characters. After that, it took out in liquidity and sold. So we already identified that this market was dropping to the downside. So this was our next break of structure. Then this was our inducement here. So when this market correctively came back up to this demand zone here, we looked for this sell here. After the market tapped in, we sold. So while the market was selling, we looked for a continuation. Now, there is a demand zone here. There's a demand zone here on a smaller time frame, and the demand zone rests just slightly above our inducement. So once the market got to this our inducement, once the market took out this our inducement here, right, we waited for a change of characters here and we sold again, adding this position to this market. So basically, that is how we came across these two setups here. So if you need extra explanation, or if you have something that I've explained and you don't really get it on this video, then you can leave a comment and ask me. I'll personally take time and explain it out in my next video. So this is like a review of previous trades, right? So you will see how we go through the processes of identifying trades and possibly taking them. I don't want to spend too long. That's why I don't explain everything in detail. But I know that from the views and the way I perceive the market, you can learn a lot just by watching these setups. Now, let's go to the Telegram group and see if we are going to identify our next trade opportunity. This was the Euro JPY trade. That was the results. Then with the AUD JPY trade, that was the result. Then you can see the trader hit stop loss. That was it there. So he got a 50 pips. We got a 50 pips here. We got 60 pips here. We got 40 pips here. We got 80 pips here, and we got a minus 20 pips. So if you calculate that, you can see how much we ended up with in the market. So this one later gave us 100 pips. So those are some of the trades we took, and I don't think that was a GU. This was EU. Okay, so this is GJ. This is GJ here, and let's go over to the chart and identify the trading opportunity we had here on GJ, GBP, JPY. Oh, these JPY pairs are looking appetizing for the next coming week. So this pair, I think I took it on the 30 minutes time frame. Okay, so this is our internal structure here. This is our internal structure. So what you can see on this internal structure is this market was pushing up, right? So basically what the market did here is it pushed up like this, then went down, creating this pullback, and it went up. Then when it came back now, it took out this pullback here. So this pullback here then acted as our inducement for our internal structure to continue bullish. But now after this market took out this internal structure, it created a break of structure here. But eventually the market went back down and took out the low of this internal structure, giving us a change of characters to the downside. So after this change of characters, right, you can rightfully see that the market has pretty much been bearish here. So after this change of characters, we also have this break of structure, right? We have this break of structure here showing us that the market pretty much wants to remain bearish. So after this market went up here, took out this inducement, right, and tapped into our trading range to this into this POI here. So this was our extreme POI, because this was the only POI in this range that now had an imbalance before it. So once it tapped into it, we looked for a change of characters. Now on the 5 minutes, you are going to see this clearly on a smaller time frame. I think it should be the 3 minutes or the 2 minutes. I cannot remember where I got that entry from. So okay, so this was the entry we used here. If you look carefully, you can see that this market came back. He created this pullback, right? When he came back, he took out that pullback and went ahead to take out this inducement here, this entry time frame inducement, and went ahead to drop. So once he took out this entry time frame inducement, we took an entry of this candle here. Now this candle is a 15 minutes candle. That's where you see the yellow box is ending. So after that, now we held the trade and the market dropped to our TP. Now you can see this trade was also pushed to the Telegram group, and majority of the people in the Telegram group made money off it. So I think this trade was taken on Friday, on Wednesday, or it should be Thursday. No, it should be Wednesday, right? Because on Friday I was not trading. I was not feeling like getting out of bed. So I just informed the people in the group I will not be getting out of the group. So this was when the trade activated and we were looking for it to drop. It ended up hitting our TP, and yeah, that was the AUD trade before. Then we have this USD card trade, which earlier missed entry. And let me see. Okay, we have this Euro GBP trade here. This Euro GBP trade here hit our stop loss, right? We did everything accordingly. You can rightfully see here, this was our breakout structure. We had inducement. We had the market tapped into this point of interest before, then we had the inducement here. When the market tapped here, the only thing we were lacking here was a proper entry or a proper supply zone to enter off from. So I did not enter off this zone, but some people forced someone an entry somewhere around here and got stopped out. So I think let's look at the next setup and see if after that there was any other setup. I cannot remember. Okay, I think I got the setup on Go, which I did not send the entry on the group. So these are setups that I sent and they have not played out. Okay, so this is a setup here on this is on CAT JPY here, and this setup is a little bit complicated, right? It's a little bit complicated, but just to know, this was our last break of structure. We had this minor inducement here. The market went up, took out that minor inducement. Then when it was coming up back here, it took out this one and then tapped into this point of interest. So going over to the chart, let's type in CAD JPY, and you can see this is the trade here, and you can see that the trade just reversed somewhere around just beside our TP, right? So I'll consider this a win as well. So you can basically see, right, break of structure, inducement taken out, the market tapping into a point of interest, and we sold off from. So this is it, and the market also offered us a huge risk to reward. So let's go over to the next trade. So this is a trade on EuroCAD. Now this trade did not activate. This was one of the trade I was really willing to reach there. EuroCAD. You can see here, right? You can see here that the market reversed exactly from where I analyzed and the market was. So I was planning for the market to come down to this zone, then we can buy off. But fortunately, the market did not reach this zone and the market bought off. So basically, it's the same principle here. It's the same principle. That's the same principle we have been using and I've been explaining in my other videos. Now let's go to the Telegram group and see if we can spot the next trade, or that was the last trade. I cannot really remember. So that was the update on the trade. That was the update for the other trade. Then this trade on Go, I did not send it in the Telegram group, but it delivered more than 500 pips. I only told my friend, right? I only told my student. Now this is a conversation with my student, and this is also a very good student. He also has a community here on Telegram. So I told him I was looking for a possible buys on gold according to. So as I was saying about this gold trade, which here I sent here, I did not send the entry of this goal in the Telegram group because, first of all, it doesn't align with my personal trading style, and many people in my Telegram group will be confused. Now, the way I trade gold is a little bit different from currency pairs because gold normally respects a lot of price action and retail concepts, right? So now I send this, I still yet I send this to my students. This was one of the screenshots here, right? Or we did on Go before. So this my student is also on Telegram group here. If you want to join his Telegram group, you can just comment student in the comment section, and I will fish out his link to send to you. He's also a very good trader. So this was a group here, right? I sent him this. This was the our chat. I sent him this message, and I told him now, okay, possible buys on Go according to retail concepts, because this was a retail concept trade here, and as you can rightfully see, that trade eventually delivered a very high risk to reward ratio. Then this was one of my highest flipped this week's, taking $3,000 to making 10,000. You can rightfully see here that was on account with SNES, and yeah, that is it. So guys, I think that will be all. If you want to join my mentorship, then you can leave me a message on Telegram. My username is this is my username on Telegram. Here you can just copy it, then send me a message. And please, if you enjoy watching this and you want to watch more review series like this, then you can follow me, turn on the notification so that when I upload next, you'll be notified. Have a nice day.